When Ireland, its unfortunate history, was taken over by a landlord class from Britain. I'm not trying to rehash all this, but that's what happened. And if you go into Griffith's Poor Law valuation today, you'll see that back in about 1860, every piece of ground was either owned by the government or by a landlord. And that was the situation. And with a big struggle in the late 1800s, a deal was worked out where the British government bought the land for the farmer, and then we had to pay back rent to the British government, and that was part of the negotiations with Collins. And I actually paid rent on a wee bit of land I had back to the Irish government. But the point about it is, in Great Britain, especially in England, that process never happened. And today, a big portion of the land in Britain is owned by big finance companies. The farmers are only leasing it for 16 years. Now, the point I make is, it was the resistance of our grandparents that got us out of that bind. It's the resistance that we put up that means that every piece of land I look out there is owned by somebody from this country or somebody that's farming it or whatever. If that we hadn't to, and our ancestors hadn't to resist, that would still be owned by big finance houses, BlackRock, Vanguard, and the farmers out there would be paying an annual rent, and after 16 years to be told to get out. So that shows you that resistance, genuine resistance, does work. And what's happening here is an upswelling of resistance to this. Now, I was a policeman like John Wilson, but I was in charge of Cavan, and one of the things we were in charge of was migration. And we never had any problem dealing with them. It was all registered, all done between the Department of Justice and us, and there was no blackguards getting through. They were all medical people, people who are students and everything, and it was an easy thing to do. They came in on a Monday, and they were only there for a couple of hours, and there was 2 guards dealing with, and I just rubber stamped because there was usually no controversy. That's mostly bypassed. There are rules, as has been said here, about how all this should be done, but they're just brushed aside by the modern wave of this woke, cultural Marxist, everything goes, give everything away. I was listening to Matt Carty today. I actually heard him saying that on Northern Sound, and he was giving out about people coming into Monaghan from other counties. And he's supposed to be a TD for Cavan and Monaghan. So he was alluding to John Wilson and this other chap here, the army man that was here a minute ago, Carville, is it? Yeah. And he was alluding to me. So in other words, what he's saying to us is, oh, this should be kept local. And that's what was said in Carrick in the Shirley Arms. Let's stick together. Which means let's vote Sinn Féin. Let's stick together. Well, what does stick together have to do with solving this problem? It is baloney. And it reminded me in me time investigating some abuse of children and that, and I don't want to be going into this, but there was abuse by people in high places, and children were abused and everything like that. And they used to say to them, this is our little secret. This is between me and you, our little secret, after them sexually abusing a child. Now the point I'm making, isn't there a certain resonance in that with Matt Carty saying, oh no, we'll keep this in County Monaghan, we don't want them fellas from Cavan and Louth and Meath coming in trying to stir up trouble. We have our little nest here and we're going to keep it here. Do you get the point I'm saying? These are the trends of this. Now I'm going to finish. This is what I am, an ordinary chap. I only joined the Guard. I could have had another job. It just happened. I did it for a bit of fun, and I ended up in it and I stayed there, and I had a very responsible job. I never had a black mark against me, and I was never promoted too high because they didn't trust me because I had my own view. But I'm also a farmer. I had cattle. I bought my first calf at 15. I always kept a wee lock of cattle on a small farm up there because I like doing that. But this is what I want to say to you people. And I'm done then. What is happening now is not normal. This is not normal. The idea that we should lie back and this is our betters, and George Soros and all says this is normal. We are not savages. I tried to get a Pakistani Catholic lady that was sentenced to death in Pakistan in 2013, and her solicitor was shot dead, and it was over a row with a crowd of Muslim women, and it got out of hand, and she was sentenced to death for blasphemy because she wouldn't renounce Jesus Christ and all of that. And that wasn't the worst of it. It was the sentence she got to be hanged. Her kids used to come up to the jail every evening and shout into their mother, and the big judge, when it got to him, he says, look it, get her out of here, get her out of here. And I knew about it because I'd be watching, and I wrote to most of the TDs and most of this constituency, and I asked them, please let her in, send her over to me there at Kingscourt, we'll fix her up something for herself and her husband, and let her come to mass or whatever. They said no. Theresa May said she's not coming into Britain in case it might offend Muslims. They wouldn't let the woman in after 6 years on death row in Pakistan. Eventually Canada took her and she got out of here. Doesn't that tell you where the hearts of our government lie? Doesn't that tell you exactly what we're dealing with? They'll put all kinds of stuff in front of, oh, we're racist, we're this, that and the other. I am racist. I'm racist against Irish people that can go into a ballot box and come out after voting for the people that's doing this. That's who I'm racist against. And we'll have to try and get our neighbours to stop it. It's immoral, it's wrong, it's abusive, it's the destruction of our history after 800 years of battling. That Michael Collins would turn in his grave, and even De Valera would turn in his grave. And this is not who we are at all. And they're trying to call us all right-wing extremists and anything else. These people, I saw a lad on the telly yesterday. He left Sudan a few weeks ago. He travelled to Switzerland. He paid someone to tell him how to do it. He got across from Switzerland into Germany. He got across into Germany. He got a train to the French north coast, and he got on a boat and he got across into England, and he's now relaxing on full dole and everything in a hotel in Britain, in England. That fellow's leaving nothing. He's here for the dole and the goodies. And Denmark stopped this. There's no filtering system. There's no system to make sure genuine cases get in. And it's not the case that the whole world is shooting everybody around them. You can live there. You just don't get as much money, you don't get as much dole. And we voted year in, year out for better health, for better school buses, for better services, for better medical services. We voted for all this, and to give a little bit of a safety net for people who lose their jobs. And we wanted that type of a society, and we have it built up now. And as soon as we have it built, they take it away. They make us share it with the rest of the world. Is that what we want? Are we not? Is every country in the world not entitled to run its own show? Certainly we can advise and we can help. Our way of handling it is bring everybody in here. And I believe if they get their way, they'll put 1 million people into this country in the next few years, unless we can stop them. So what I'll finish on, your protest is a legitimate, normal way for people to behave in this situation. Thank you very much.
So it's really important to share these videos with your friends and family. Let's get the Irish diaspora seeing this. Let's get everybody in England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, Canada, America, Australia seeing these videos. Share it everywhere. That's the very least you can do. And if you want to get involved in real life political action, you can join as a member of Shield na HÉireann, Ireland's fastest growing political movement. I am the leader. My name is Niall McConnell. And if you want to get involved in real life political action, join now. There's a link in the description to join. You can join from anywhere, from Ireland, England, Scotland, Wales, America, Canada, Australia. No matter where you are, you can join. Get involved now. Be a part of our community. So that's it, everybody. Please share these videos with your friends and family. Join as a member now. Get involved in real life political action. If you like all the flags that you've seen, we handed out a good few flags today, and paid for by you. At every protest we go to, we're handing out as many flags as we can. So chip into our flag fund, join as a member. God bless you all. Aaron go bra.